you know, whatever it is, I know that, we're going to play fast in this game. We got to play violent in this game. We got to execute at a high level, and that's what it's going to come down to. But what we're not going to do is play it close to the vest. We're going to go, and our guys got to play that way and have that mentality when they walk in that stadium, because we know what the stadium's going to be like. We know the electricity. We know that it's going to be heavy. The fans will be heavily in Georgia's favor. It's going to be a loud environment, all those types of things. So it's going to be like being on the road. Certainly, we appreciate all the Buckeyes who are going to be at the game and having that presence there. But it's going to be that type of feel, and our guys know that. So we've talked about it, and we've prepared for that. Well, I think they have good players all over the place. They have 5 stars running around all over the field. Certainly in the back end, their corners are excellent. The safeties are really good. Linebackers are really athletic and play downhill and play physical. And the front is very good as well. So we're going to have to be balanced, like we always are. We're going to have to, find ways to, score in the red zone. We're going to have to be creative in all kinds of different areas. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to who's more physical, who's winning the game up front, who's going to play harder, who's going to play through the whistle, who's going to play for 4 quarters. And they're a very, very good team, but so are we. And this is going to be, a great game on Saturday night. I think it's going to be, one of the more, I think they said, more people in this game they've ever had in the stadium. So our guys are excited about that. I mean, this is, when you get to this point of the year, this is where you want to be. And all the focus has been on this game for our guys. Whether it's playing outside, like you said, running the ball, he's been a warrior, and he handle high levels of information, but he's also physically tough and turned into one heck of a football player this year.
Coach, you mentioned, a couple of tough days, after that loss in November. I know we've heard from JT about his speech, but can we hear it from your perspective a little bit, what you heard and how that kind of has helped the team kind of get back on the right track?
There was a lot of things that were said, and I'll kind of leave some of that stuff to the team, but no, some guys have stepped up and shown really good leadership over the last month, and that's what you got to do. You got to be resilient. You got to have perseverance. You got to work through tough times. That's what life's about. Life isn't always going to be easy. Certainly, we're not proud of what happened. It was a bad loss, but we got to rebound. No one's going to feel sorry for ourselves, and we didn't do that. We got back to work, and now all the focus is on this game.
The team seems to be, embracing the underdog mentality, excited to be, quote unquote, the enemy. Are you happy with how these players have turned the corner like that and in embracing that mentality?
Well, I think we have an opportunity to do something real special here, and more than anything, I just want them to go out there and play as hard and as fast as they can with not pressing at all, because again, this is what life is. Life is about going through obstacles and being strong, not veering away from, hitting the issues head on, dealing with conflict, and then improving from it. And we got an unbelievable opportunity on Saturday night.
There's been no shortage of talent with these Ohio State teams that you've coached, but have you noticed the talent, where it concentrates on the team, maybe shifting from position to position? So obviously this year it seems like wide receiver, and last year too is just an embarrassment of riches there. But, is that something you've noticed, and is there areas of the team that you feel you need to shore up recruiting or through transfer portal?
No, I think we've done an unbelievable job of recruiting, and I think that we've done a great job of developing. You can see that with really all positions over the years, and I think each year is different because you have some young guys, you have some older guys, you have some experience, you have different mixture of players, and this year we went to a different defensive scheme, and went to a 3 safety system, and so that's a little bit different, and we've had to adjust our recruiting there. But I think you're seeing really good play at all positions, but every year is a little bit different, like you said. You have young guys who have to step up. You have some older guys who now have experience, and then once we get done with the season, it'll all kind of change again, and we'll have to regroup year in and year out. But there's a certain level amount of talent in each room. But to me, it's all about the skill and discipline that you build over your time. And talent is God-given, but you have to earn discipline and skill, and that's what we focus on.
CJ is really good at the thing that nobody really sees, processing information.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you've said that maybe he's the best or one of the best we've seen talk a little bit about how hard that is, especially in the box.
Yep.
Is one thing. It's got everybody involved, seeing, feeling the game.
It's a big part of playing quarterback is being able to do that, and the more you can do, the better. But then also, you also don't want to give it just because he can handle it, do too much, where it puts too much on his plate either. And that's the balance you have to find. And I think the thing for CJ is he's really given great feedback to me. He's given great feedback to the coaching staff on what he's seeing, what he's feeling. When you're young, you don't really know, but he's got now a bunch of games under his belt, so he knows what he likes, he knows what he doesn't like, and he's had a really good month of preparation here, and I know he's really excited about playing in this one.
How much freedom does he have now compared to early last year, mid last year, whatever, in terms of seeing something and change? He said he wouldn't just change something
Right.
on his own. That would not be smart.
No, but the feedback that he's giving, and like, listen, what do you think about this? Or I'm seeing this thing a different way, and so we adjust them in practice, and then certainly he has some plays that he can change, but no, that's not how the offense is run. You don't just all of a sudden start changing plays at the line of scrimmage.
Coach, what is your relationship with Coach Smart?
Just professional, a lot of respect for him, and seeing him at a couple different events, and he's always been a gentleman.
So your roster, you look up and down, it's tons of guys from Ohio, Georgia, it's Georgia all across the board. I mean, how important, at least speaking for yourself, how important is that state representation also to supplementing from the outside state?
I mean, for us, our number one goal in recruiting is to recruit the best players from the state of Ohio. But then from there, going to identify the areas that we think can help us. And Georgia's been, just had an unbelievable amount of talent come out of this area now for a long time, and certainly strong now than has ever been. And great high school coaches, great talent, but it's heavily recruited as well. It's competitive.
The way that college football is, it's 4 and 5 stars. A guy like Stetson, how much admiration do you have for a guy like that?
A ton. Kind of similar to the way that I kind of came up, a smaller school and just kind of overachieving in different areas. But, boy, he's really turned into a great player. He can beat you with his feet. He's accurate downfield. The position of quarterback is one that you have to just continually overcome adversity. And that's what he's done. And you can just see that. And I think that's a trait of a really good quarterback. And he's already won a national championship and gone undefeated. So, again, a lot of respect for him.
With Marvin Harrison, there's always a nature component, right? You get guys you develop. How much of him was nature, and how much do you think is physical?
Yeah, I think that's when you find special players, you have talent that, like you said, it was God given, and Marvin did not earn that talent. Like R.J. Day's not going to have that talent, but Marvin does. But I think what makes Marvin special is his discipline and his skill. He's built a tremendous amount of discipline in his life. Takes care of his body, prepares at a high level. Just unbelievable amount of discipline. The way that he runs his routes, his work ethic is unbelievable. Then the skill. I mean, the amount of work that he puts in, I think you could say that he's one of the hardest workers on the entire team. The jugs work he puts in. You can ask anybody on our team, they would say him right at the number 1 or 2 top hardest working guys on the team. So when you combine all that together, you get a special player.
Your office is right by the indoor there. Do you just constantly hear the of the joke?
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I think he had it going in the hotel somewhere this week. It's just the way he is. Yeah, he. There was a point during the season where there was only a few of us, and I think it was around midnight, and someone said to me, "There's only a few people in the building, Coach. You said a couple of the assistants, and Marvin's in there." And I said, "Get Marvin home. He needs to get some rest." But that's just the way he is, and again, I think that's what makes him special.
Last question.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit off the wall, but one of your players who's 21 said that he has an NIL deal with a beer called Kentucky Cold Snack. I was wondering if you'd ever heard of that, and if he ever offered to share that with you.
No, but if we win this game, I'll take one.
Okay.
All right, time's up. All right, Coach, if you can pop over.